Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, parents and prospective students for 2022 in our Faculty of Business and Economic Sciences. My name is Professor Hendrik Lloyd. I'm the Executive Dean for the Faculty of Business and Economic Sciences. You would then also see you got an invitation to the BEST faculty. So our abbreviation is normally BES. And we've just added the T for some flair, and therefore we say welcome to the BEST faculty. And we really hope that that would be an indication of what you will experience when you join us in our faculty. The best type of education, the best treatment, and just a best overall experience as being part of our Nelson Mandela family here in the Faculty of Business and Economic Sciences. A hearty welcome to you. And I hope that you will enjoy the evening's program with us. And when you register in our faculty, that the excitement would even be better and that you will have a greater experience than even what we can provide you with tonight. Just to give you a broad background of our faculty, we've got a fairly large faculty with 10,000 plus students in our faculty. And we consist of 5 schools: the School of Accounting, the School of Management Sciences, the School for Economics, Development and Tourism, the School for Industrial and Organizational Psychology and Human Resources, and then the 5th school who will be not represented tonight is the Business School, primarily because the Business School is a postgraduate school. So once you've done your undergraduate studies from first year through to 3rd year, you can, of course, aspire also then to move into our postgraduate programs throughout the faculty. Of course, the 5 schools will be subdivided into numerous departments, and these departments are represented tonight by the respective HODs, and you will get to see and meet them in this webinar. You will see the departments of Applied Accounting, Accounting Science, Economics, Development Studies, Tourism, Business Management, Logistics, Management Practice, Marketing Management, Human Resources Management, and Industrial and Organizational Psychology. You will also get to meet our Faculty Administrative Manager, Mr. Adnan Smith, who will give you some further background as to some of the logistical issues within our faculty. After each HOD provided some input around their programs in the respective departments, there will then be a general question and answer session, which I will also lead. You will post your questions in the chat box, and then from there, we will try and provide answers. Questions that will not be answered tonight in the live session, we will try and post the answers to those questions through a general email to everybody who is attending tonight's session. Tonight's program will, of course, then also be concluded by our Deputy Dean, Professor Michelle May. Let me also just start off by saying that I think the general question on everybody's minds now is, within COVID, what's going to happen next year? Where will I go for my lectures and classes and all those things? For now, the academic program for 2022 will, in the beginning, be mainly online, but we are going to make use of a hybrid system where we are going to invite you from time to time back to the campus, but that will be well communicated to you, to what we call mask-to-mask sessions. And of course, we will be led by the general regulations from the National Disaster Management Act, as well as the COVID-19 protocols of our university. It's important to note that we will always place the safety of our staff and students first and foremost, and therefore we will be sure to take decisions that will be in the best interest of all our staff and our students concerned going forward. Of course, we all would like to go back to that sense of normality where we sit in a class, we can interact socially with each other, and hopefully we'll get there very soon. But for now, in the first semester, we'll kick the program off through a virtual process, and then we'll communicate with you very often and very regularly as to what you can expect. So with that said, again, an absolute hearty welcome to our faculty. And remember, you will just be the best off within our faculty. And we will encourage you to register as soon as possible when the system opens for such registrations to take place. So to start off then, I'm going to hand you over to Ms. Lizelle Bester, who is the HOD for the Department of Applied Accounting. Thank you, Lizelle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lizelle Bester and I'm the head of Department of Applied Accounting. We are responsible for the higher certificate in accountancy and the diploma in accountancy. Congratulations, as you have taken the first step to join our unique department. We are unique because of the respectful, hard-working and committed accounting professionals within the Department of Applied Accounting. These individuals will go the extra mile to assist, motivate, support and prepare you to the best of their ability to also become an accounting professional. As accounting professionals, the Department of Applied Accounting value the following key aspects of professional code of ethics: integrity, objectivity, professional competency and due care, confidentiality and professional behavior. As aspiring accounting professionals, it will also be expected of you to practice these values during your time as a student, as well as in your profession one day. In addition to the previous mentioned programs available to first years, the Department of Applied Accounting also offers the following programs to those students who successfully completed the Diploma in Accountancy and wish to further their studies: the Advanced Diploma in Accountancy, Internal Auditing, or the Advanced Diploma in Accountancy, Professional Accountant, and then our Postgraduate Diploma in Internal Auditing. In conclusion, we would like to wish you well as you prepare for your final matric examination starting in November. Focus on your goals and your future dreams. Let 2022 be the start of something new and exciting in order to empower yourself for a better future. And as our namesake, Mr. Nelson Mandela said, I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your evening. I will now be handing over to the Accounting Sciences Professor Amanda Singleton.
Lizelle, good evening to all the parents and our prospective students. We partner with our sister department, Applied Accounting. We offer the degree programs, and I'm going to just share a few pointers around what you can expect when you come and participate in one of our degree offerings. The first is that we place you at the center of the learning and the teaching. So you are the most important aspect of this process, and we surround you with material, activities and people who will facilitate your success. And you can see in the bubbles there, you will learn a little bit more about each of these aspects once you have actually registered with us at the beginning of next year. And we encourage you to watch your student emails for further information. Then we also believe that it's not only about the books and the sitting behind your desks. We want to enrich your learning experience. And there are plenty of opportunities for teamwork, collaborative and peer group learning, leadership development opportunities. We create time for you to network with alumni and professional bodies to learn about your different career options, and or with the profession to look at training contract opportunities. If you so wish, you can get involved with the student outreach initiatives or the winter schools, which we offer to grade 11 and 12 learners. There's international exchange opportunities, competitions, and if you'd like to test the waters with a career in academia, you can come and spend a year with us as an academic trainee. These are just some of the pictures to show you that it's not only about the books and that you can have some fun as you journey towards that great day when you walk across the stage as a graduate. We also believe it's important to provide you with social support in addition to what the university offers. And this is just a list of some of the programs and the people who will be there to provide not only academic support, but mental, emotional, and other social support that may be required. So you won't be alone when you come and join our department. This is just a reminder. Most of you should be familiar with this because you've been provisionally accepted for one of our programs, but they all lead to a registration with a professional body, all of which are internationally accredited. Our flagship program is the one leading to registration as a chartered accountant. And here you can see some of the faces of the students who've succeeded on this journey. Kanya in the middle there was one of our Tutuka graduates who passed both her undergrad and postgrad cum laude. That means she got an average of 75% or more. Haley on the far right was placed first and Karis placed fourth in the initial test of competence, which is a national benchmarking or standard setting examination by the professional body. And it gives credibility to the quality of the program that we offer at our institution. And our department is regularly placed in the top 5 universities and has always been within the top 10. And then just to show you that it's not an all ladies affair, there's also a picture of Daniel, who was also being placed in the top 10 in recent years. I'm now going to hand you over to Prof. Mishi from the Department of Economics. And I wish you well, and we look forward to meeting you at the beginning of 2022. Thank you, colleagues.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Professor Siden Mishi, acting HOD for the Department of Economics. I'm positive that by now you have received a personalized letter from the department telling you more about the department. This evening, I want to summarize key aspects. The Department of Economics is one of the largest departments in the faculty. It's the largest Department of Economics in the Eastern Cape Province. We offer diploma and degree programs at 3 campuses. At 2nd Avenue campus, we offer diploma programs. At South campus, we offer degree programs, and at George campus, we also offer the degree program. Current and past students and staff within the department demonstrate knowledge of economics in action. For example, students are claiming top positions in national competitions like the Nedbank Old Mutual Budget Speech Competition, which you will be all welcome and encouraged to participate. Our staff members play a critical role in advising government, private sector, and non-governmental organizations on matters that are of pertinent to the society. For example, the effect of the pandemic, the water crisis problem. You have done very well to be shortlisted and to be part of this event, because you are going to be coming to this particular department that has got these high achievers. The entry to this particular program is on minimum requirement. Each has got its own minimum requirement. Of interest to note is that the programs are structured in such a way to provide a clear articulation pathway from both streams. You can move from diploma or a degree stream up to doctoral level. Should you be in higher certificate and desiring to pursue economics qualification, you can ensure that you pass your higher certificate within 1 year, and you can articulate into diploma in economics in 2023. Recalling that education is both a gift and a tool for the advancement of human development to the benefit of all, you have an option to pursue further studies. As said, we have programs up to doctoral level. We have seen our graduates serving in various roles within society as bankers, economists, researchers in different organizations like central banks, competition commissions, ministries of finance. I am positive you will make the best out of the time you will be here to participate actively in your academic activities, elect an option to be part of Economic in Action Student Society, interact with ever ready to engage staff members. Details of prescribed textbooks, module and program coordinators and lecturers are available on our website. We expect you to live to the values of this prestigious institution in everything you do. As we pledge to you, may we also see in you appreciation of diversity, excellence, Ubuntu, honest, and maintenance of high moral principles. Indeed, warm welcome to the Department of Economics. I hand over to you, to my colleague, Professor Stephen Mago.
Hello, my name is Professor Stephen Mago. Welcome to the Department of Development Studies, passionately known as DDS. I'm delighted that you took DDS to be your department of choice. By joining our department, you become part of the diverse academic community because of our multidisciplinary approach to learning and teaching. We are a student-focused department and would love to help you succeed in your studies, for you to join the world of work and make a real difference. We prepare you to become globally portable and would love to help you walk and exceed the footsteps of the giants. We are a leading development studies department in Southern Africa. With the help of highly qualified lecturers, we offer a whole range of academic programs from undergraduate to doctoral level. Our graduates are successful and they get employed by government departments, local municipalities, development banks, international organizations such as the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, the United Nations Development Program, African Development Bank, SADC, among other organizations. So we believe that you will be successful when you study with development studies, and will shape you to become true development practitioners. Mr. Sakile Piri, our BA Development Studies Program Coordinator, will be available to help you with the direction. Please follow our link for more details. It's https://developmentstudies.mandela.ac.za. Thank you for choosing development studies. I'll hand over to my colleague, Dr. Van Zyl from Department of Tourism. Thank you.
Good evening, prospective 2022 students. I am Shireen Van Zyl, the head of the Tourism Department. Some of you may be next year's diploma or extended diploma first year students, and you will meet the tourism staff for online lectures in semester 1 next year. And that will be for the first year module called Introduction to Tourism, or Augmented Introduction to Tourism for the extended students. Some of you may be next year's BCom General Tourism or extended degree first year students next year. And you will then meet the tourism staff in the second semester next year. And that will be for your first year tourism module called Essentials of Tourism or Augmented Essentials of Tourism for the extended students. Please peruse our website regularly for details, because that's where we'll be posting information, and I'll post the link in the chat box after the speech, but in short, it's basically tourman.mandela.ac.za. The fact that you are watching this tonight means that you are interested in studying tourism at the Nelson Mandela University. I am pleased about this, as I feel that you have made the right choice. One of the joys for me is meeting old students and listening to how they have adapted to the needs of industry based on the theoretical knowledge that they have gained while studying in our department. I am looking forward to this being you in 3 or 4 years' time, telling me what is happening in tourism at ground level. This industry has become remarkably resilient and has shown to have the capacity to regenerate itself under extreme circumstances. Tourism is a powerful industry. Its success has been its ability to adapt theory to an ever-changing practical situation. Much of what you will study will be theory, as well as how to apply theory to an ever-changing tourism environment. And that is the skill that you need to achieve to contribute to a successful tourism industry. So go on then, finalize outstanding documentation with the admissions department, register as soon as you are allowed to, and get going with your studies. Over to the head of the Business Management Department, Dr. Tony Machaba-Hove, for the next presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Tony Machaba-Hove. I'm the head of the Business Management Department, and welcome. In the Business Management Department, we offer the Bachelor of Commerce programs in financial planning, business management, marketing, as well as shared programs in food sciences and information systems. Our programs are offered on 2 campuses, the Port Elizabeth South Campus, as well as our George campus. Studying our program will enable you to become entrepreneurs, financial advisors, managers, marketers, just to name a few careers. The beauty of our programs is they're all very practical by nature, things that you deal with in the everyday life, and you will be upskilled and trained in. We have a number of experienced subject experts who are ready and excited to meet you next year. And on top of our classroom life, we also have our extracurricular activities, a number of student societies that you can join, such as our Financial Planning Society, our Enactor Society for our budding entrepreneurs, and as well as other activities for you to put into practice what you're learning in the classroom. For more information on our offerings or anything about our department and what you'll be up to next year, please visit our website as well as our social media. Our website is bizman.mandela.ac.za, and we are the Department of Business Management on all our social media platforms. Thank you for your time, and thank you for taking the time to consider us as your department of choice. I will now hand over to the HOD of Department of Logistics, Mr. Gavin Cook. Thank you.
Dear prospective students and parents, my name is Gavin Cook. I'm the head of the Logistics Department. A warm welcome to each of you, either as an accepted student or a provisionally accepted student, as well as you, the parent of the students. The Logistics Department offers 3 undergraduate programs, as well as a shared program with the Department of Economics, and currently acts as the coordinating department for the Higher Certificate in Business Studies. 2 of the 3 undergraduate programs, namely the Diploma Logistics and the Diploma Inventory and Stores Management, are offered at our 2nd Avenue campus, with the shared program BCom Logistics and Transport Economics offered at South Campus, while the Higher Certificate program is offered at both South Campus and at our George campus. To the students who opted for one of the said programs, you are part of a group of students who succeeded in being accepted, as the demand for the department's programs are high, especially the diploma and higher certificate programs. The high demand for our programs can be attributed to the employability of our students and the width of the logistics discipline. Most of our programs are already full for the 2022 academic year, with many applicants who also meet the entrance requirements placed on a waiting list. Thus, for the provisionally accepted students, it is essential that you thoroughly prepare for and do well in your final matric exams to obtain final acceptance. The reality is that you will forfeit your final acceptance should you not meet the entrance requirements with your final matric exam results. Other than the Higher Certificate in Business Studies, which is a 1-year program, and the Extended Diploma Logistics, which is done over 4 years, all other programs consist of a range of subjects which students must do over a 3-year period. Some of these subjects within each of these programs are offered by different service departments who specialize in the offering of these subjects, while the major subjects are offered by the logistics department. Our department's lectures are dedicated and committed to ensure our students successfully complete their studies in the shortest period allowed, on condition that the students act responsibly, attend lectures, prepare well for their assessments, hand in assignments timelessly, and act ethically. Furthermore, the goal of our department is to ensure that a good throughput rate is achieved and that our students are informed, mature, and job ready once they complete their studies. As our staff members have an open door policy, students are welcome to discuss any concerns that they might have with the relevant subject lecturer. If your concerns remain unresolved, you may contact me for further assistance. We sincerely hope that your stay with us will be a successful and memorable one, in which you will gain the necessary discipline knowledge that will provide you sufficient confidence to enter the real world of logistics and to provide your future employers with the necessary logistics solutions. I will now hand you over to Dr. Porter Ing, the Head of Department Management Practice. Thank you.
Good evening, students. I am Dr. Paul Tahing, the Head of Department of Management Practice. I am taking this opportunity to welcome you to the Nelson Mandela University. The year is 2022, and you stand on the threshold of one of the most exciting journeys in your young lives. You are embarking on an adventure of new experiences as you cross the threshold from school into the university life as young adults, meeting new people, forging new friendships, some who will become lifelong friends. You are embarking on an adventure of learning, gaining new knowledge which will empower you to become the successful leaders of tomorrow, developing lifelong skills both inside as well as outside of the classroom space at this university. You are embarking on an adventure of becoming an alumnus of this university, the Nelson Mandela University. And all of this, however, would not be possible without the support, the dedication and expertise of your lecturers, whom you will meet during the course of your stay with us at the university. During your first year as a management or business studies students, you will meet the following lecturers from the Department of Management Practice. Mrs. Kaylee Besadenhout, responsible for business studies and first year students, and Mr. Welcome Kupangwa, responsible for extended students, and myself, responsible for first year students. Your lecturers are all highly qualified and have a wealth of expertise, and this experience will be shared with you in translating the textbook theory into practical examples. Whilst at this university, it is our purpose to not turn you into business managers, but rather to become the leaders and the captains of business. Your course has been designed to strike the correct balance between the theory and the practical application of this theory. And it is to this end that you as business students will adhere to specific codes of conduct during your stay and under our care. That code of conduct will include respect for yourself, your classmates, as well as your lecturers, the displaying of good manners at all times, the practice of professionalism by meeting deadlines, working hard, and exhibiting integrity, which means always acting with honesty and always being ethical. And treating, finally, everyone as you would like to be treated. Keeping these golden rules in mind, I look forward to welcoming you into my qualification in 2022. Please do not hesitate to contact me should you have any queries or concerns. Thank you very much. I will now hand over to Professor Van Eyck, the Head of Department of Marketing Management.
Good evening, students. As indicated, my name is Marley Van Eyck, and I'm the Head of Department of Marketing Management. Our department has a footprint on both George and 2nd Avenue campus, and you could have selected to enroll at either of the campuses. The purpose of the diploma in marketing is to instill the ability to be able to develop and apply marketing and sales-related plans, policies, and strategies in small, medium, and micro enterprises, either independently or under supervision in larger organizations. The outcome of the qualification, broadly speaking, is to apply the principles of marketing in real-life situations. After completing the diploma, you can articulate into an advanced diploma, which will open up the option for postgraduate studies. Our vision for the department is to be a relevant department, holistically shaping our students for a sustainable future. In achieving this vision, we have crafted the following mission statement: to equip students for a rewarding marketing career by applying and extending best practice for optimal career-oriented learning experiences, and to provide students with the necessary skills to critically solve problems and implement innovative ideas in their chosen fields, and to do this through the delivery of quality teaching experiences through an energetic and diverse teaching team. We have 5 values that guide the way we operate as a department, and we expect our students to adhere to the same. The first one is caring, which includes staff, students, the environment, and also our community. Mutual respect, relating to the acceptance of diverse thoughts, views, and options. Self-discipline, self-respect. The third value is mutual responsibility, which speaks to accountability for your actions. Professionalism, which includes ethical behavior, honesty, keeping promises, and time management. Our last value is team spirit, where we focus on the co-creation of experiences. Your university experience will largely depend on what you make of it, and as a lecturing team, we aim to co-create an experience that will enable you to enter the workforce as a well-rounded individual who will be able to contribute to society. To assist you on this journey, we have a team of highly qualified and competent lecturers who strive to link what you learn in theory to what happens in practice. During your first year specifically, you will meet Mr. Andrew Marriott, who leads the first year lecturing team in the department. He is supported by Drs. Ferreira and Jonas, as well as Dr. Potgieter and Mr. Swigelaar, who is situated on George campus. You will receive their contact details as well as a book list for the first semester within the next few weeks. As a lecturing team, we look forward to welcoming you to our department and trust that your stay with us will be memorable. I would now like to hand you over to Professor Amanda Werner, the Head of Department, Human Resource Management.
Good evening. I want to welcome you all and wish you well on this wonderful journey that you will have with the Nelson Mandela University. The university, the Diploma in Human Resource Management covers a broad field and includes modules and subjects such as human resource policy development and practice, employee relations, labor law, employee learning and development, business management, and computers. All organizations need formal policies and procedures to employ people, train and develop, and manage them. And as such, human resource management is important to all businesses. The diploma runs over 3 years and the extended diploma over 4 years, but in the end, students are on the same level. HR practitioners register with a professional body, the South African Board for People Practice. The lecturers in the department are all registered HR practitioners, very diverse, experienced, and passionate about teaching and learning. They practice university values such as excellence, responsibility, integrity, and Ubuntu, and will expect the same of students. Currently, we teach online, and that means students meet with lecturers on a weekly basis based on a timetable. All students receive a study guide that gives complete information about the content of a module, assessments, and the program. Lecturers will start off with an introductory class where they will explain everything about their module and answer any questions. We will also have an orientation meeting where students will meet with the lecturers in the department, as well as senior students who assist students adjusting to higher education. In the online and teaching space, students learn many skills that they need in the workplace. They learn to use technology, plan, be organized, communicate formally, and submit projects based on specific requirements. Learning is an opportunity, but also a responsibility. What you can be assured of is that you will study in a department where there's enough structure and support to guide you towards excellence and success. We are looking forward to having you as part of our department. And I'm now going to hand you over to Professor Grant Friedman from the Department of Industrial Psychology.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Grant Friedman. Industrial and organizational psychology and human resource management take on some of the most challenging issues of our time. It's no secret that we're living through the fundamental transformation of work, and automation and so-called thinking machines are replacing human tasks and jobs and changing the skills that we require. This presents huge challenges for our organizations, people, and communities at a time when we're already wrestling with unprecedented risks, disruptions, and political and societal change. Industrial psychology is about applying specialist knowledge of psychology to individual, group, and organizational dynamics in the context of work. Human resource management is about the effective and efficient management of people in organizations to help them meet their goals. These are two closely related fields that are set to play an even more prominent role in tackling workplace challenges in the future. So in our degree programs, you'll learn about things like effective leadership and followership, the rapidly transforming landscape of work and working, the new talent and careers. We are already in the third decade of the 21st century and things are changing rapidly in that area. We'll learn about employee health and well-being, diversity, inclusiveness, and belongingness, and then team and organizational culture, engagement, and effectiveness. Our team of lecturers and support staff really care about students and also require high-quality work. We want you to have valued contributions and valued qualifications that open doors to the future. Our first year lecturers, Satisa Makwalisa and Tumi Dzivani, who are both industrial psychologists, are excitedly waiting for you to join us. When you join the department, you become part of the family. In 2023, we'll implement a new professional master's program in industrial psychology and another in employment relations and human resources. Students commencing their journey with us now can therefore progress all the way to doctoral level with us. Our range of degrees enables you to apply for professional registrations as an industrial psychologist, if you follow that route, and or with the South African Board for People Practices. Studying with us isn't just about acquiring knowledge, but about new ways of learning, thinking, and doing. We strive to prepare students effectively for the future. We need researchers, practitioners, and leaders in the field to put South Africa ahead in dealing with the kinds of challenges I've mentioned. And all the while, we have to remember we need to keep the human in human being. So if you haven't registered yet, get it done. There's lots of work to do in these fields and many challenges to be addressed. But as the old saying goes, nothing is too difficult for the brave. Thank you. I'm now going to hand over to Mr. Adi Smith, our Faculty Academic Administration Manager.
Thank you, Professor Friedman. Welcome all future students of the faculty. My name is Adnan Smith. I'm the Manager of Faculty Academic Administration. Faculty Admin oversees the administration function of the faculty, which is basically the back office from the time that you register as a first-year student until you graduate at the end of your studies, depending which program you registered for. We will ensure that you register for the correct modules during the course of your studies and ensure that you stick to the rules of the program, the department, the faculty, and the wider university. Our faculty offices are situated at South Campus, which is the hub, 2nd Avenue campus, and our George campus. We have 9 faculty administration consultants that deal with specific programs, which of course now demonstrates how big the faculty is from first year up to PhD level. You need your entries when you register for your qualification, should you require assistance. I will be putting contact details in the chat box soon, should you need to email faculty administration, which is us, admissions, student accommodation, financial aid, and so forth, with regard to specific questions or concerns you might have. We are here to assist you in any way possible and look forward to seeing you in some capacity or assisting you virtually at first year registration towards the end of January 2022. Thank you and all the best with your matric exams in the weeks ahead. Back to you, Executive Dean.
Unmute, please.
Sorry about that, colleagues. That is, of course, one of the technical issues in my life, is that I forget to unmute. Something to get used to. Apologies. One of the issues that we need to look at now, and of course, a big thank you to my colleagues for the presentations that they've done. One of the aspects we will be looking at in this section will be the question and answer session, and there are quite a few questions posed, and a lot of them deals with academic administration. And I'm going to ask Mr. Adnan Smith just to come back into the session just to answer some of these questions for us. Mr. Smith, if you would just come back into the session for us. The first question there would be, what does it mean when you are provisionally accepted? Adi, will you be able to take that question for us?
Yes, thank you, Professor. A provisionally accepted means that you have been accepted based on either your November results last year or your mid-year June results. And of course, university is just waiting to find out if you, of course, have, once your final exams are written, that you've maintained the same matric points that's needed for the specific program that you applied for. So we will be looking out for that by mid-January next year when the results are published. And then, of course, those students that are provisionally accepted will be notified on final acceptance in the days that follow from the time we publish. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. And of course, there's a lot of questions related to that. And so the bottom line is you will get your final letters of acceptance and approval as soon as we've got the final results from your matric results as such. And I think that would answer quite a few questions that is posted in the chat box. There is exactly also questions about the studying online. So let me just repeat what we have indicated to you in the beginning, is that to start off the academic year 2022, it will be mostly online, but it will follow also a hybrid system where we will invite you to come into a mask-to-mask session, as we call it, where we will have maybe smaller class groups, but all of this will be guided by the regulations of the National Disaster Management Act, as well as our institutional COVID-19 protocols. It is important to remember that we will always place the safety of our staff and students first when making decisions. And so for starting off the academic year, it will be mainly in a online fashion with some hybrid lectures taking place. I've got a question here in terms of accounting sciences, and I will call on Professor Amanda Singleton to just help me out with answering this question. And it says, what happens if I've been provisionally accepted for my BCom accounting and my second option was BCom general, but I no longer qualify for the BCom accounting? Are there any other options, or will they look at my second option? So maybe also call on Professor Smith, Mr. Smith, to come in and just speak about the second choice first, and then I'll call on Professor Singleton to come in after that. Mr. Smith, will you come in and just answer about the second option, please?
Yes, thank you, Professor. Yes, if the applicant doesn't meet the first choice in terms of the admission requirements, we will, of course, the admissions officer responsible for that program will check to see if the student meets the requirements for the BCom General Accounting. And of course, if a student does, you will then get an SMS stating that he's been accepted for that program, on condition the course is not full. So yes, we will be looking at alternatives in terms of what the second, third choice was for that provisionally accepted applicant.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. The next question deals with the higher certificate, and how can I apply for a higher certificate in this faculty and then move to a diploma program in the following year? And I'm actually going to ask Mr. Gavin Cook, who's been the liaison on the higher certificate for the past number of years. Mr. Cook, can you please come in on this question and just indicate how students apply for the higher certificate, and then how can they move from a higher certificate to a diploma program in the following year? Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lloyd. Thank you for that. It's obviously that students that's part of this webinar tonight has applied for different programs, and one of the programs is obviously the higher certificate. Some of these students has been finally accepted, those who completed their matric exams already in previous years, and then some of them have been provisionally accepted. So once you start with the program next year, the program it's a year program. We normally allow the students a maximum of 2 years to complete the program. Students who complete the higher certificate within 1 year will then be allowed to apply for any of the diploma programs offered at Second Avenue campus. Students that take longer than 1 year to complete the higher certificate can only apply for the extended diploma for that particular discipline. Thank you, Professor Lloyd.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. Mr. Smith, a question for you in general, and that is how much is the registration fees? When is it payable? Where can they find out more information about tuition fees for the different programs? And also, what is the payment structure for those fees? If you can just give us a general breakdown of those admin issues around registration fees, when it's payable, where can they find out how much it is, and also the general tuition fees. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Professor. Once the student has now found out that he's been accepted, well, finding acceptance for the program, they can make a direct deposit or an EFT payment as soon as possible, but at least 24 hours before we have the registration for that program, whether it be on-site or virtually. So normally the deposit for degree programs are a little bit higher than our diploma programs, but that information will be shared with all students closer to the time. We are finalizing that towards the end of this year. And of course, in the chat box, I've mentioned the different email emails that they can, they can send to student accounts. I've mentioned that in the chat box. They can email us. If they can provide us with their qualification, we can provide a quotation, which we then channel to our student accounts department, and they will then provide a structure of what the cost will be for that for the first year, or even for the 3 years, depending on the increase in fees. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. There's another question that deals with the whole aspect of the change of mind when you are within a program. And I know that was part of our frequently asked questions also during every orientation. And I'm actually going to ask Dr. Paul Tahing to provide us with that answer in terms of change of programs. Dr. Tahing?
Thank you very, very much, Professor. In order to change from one program or one qualification to another qualification, that is possible. Now, the process that needs to be followed is that the student needs to actually approach the faculty officer and request documentation from the faculty officer, who will then get it filled out for the student, and then it will be sent to the new HOD of the new qualification, and that HOD will then sign off on the change. And obviously, if a student does wish to change from the one qualification to the next, they would need to meet the criteria of the new qualification as well. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Tahing. There are several questions about economics, and I'm going to ask Professor Mishi to come in here. The questions are mostly around what are the career prospects and pathways that you can follow with a degree in economics, and what are the general modules in economics, also aspects such as agricultural economics. Or do we go into those specialization fields? And Professor Mishi, maybe you can just indicate what are the career prospects and also what are the main specialization fields in economics. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. So in economics, the modules that you see in your first year are microeconomics and macroeconomics. Also in second year at both the degree and the diploma stream. Then in third year, you start to experience modules like labor economics, international economics, more specialization, financial markets, econometrics, and the like. What do you do with the qualification? We have seen many of our graduates becoming economists, bankers, research specialists, and the like. So economics is very much flexible in that it touches almost every part of the life of a human being, and also organizations are always looking for analysts, for researchers in economics matters. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Professor Mishi. There's another question, this time specifically around accounting. And I'm going to ask Professor Singleton to come in on this question. And the question is, can you become an accountant when you've registered for a BCom General Accounting? And I think the question also, maybe you can highlight the aspects between the general stream and the professional stream, Professor Singleton, and the CA, non-CA kind of imperatives. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, if you're accepted for the BCom General Accounting, we have opportunities prior to graduating. If you perform really well in your BCom General Accounting subjects, you may articulate into the BCom CA program. There was also a question, Chair, if a student's registered for the BCom Extended program for accounting, whether they can become a chartered accountant, and the answer is yes. Once they've completed their extended degree program, we then have a bridging program that they can participate, which would give them access into the degree program. And similarly, if you've registered for the BCom CA program and you find yourself struggling a little bit, then you may find yourself being transferred into the BCom General Accounting program. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Professor Singleton. There's now also some questions around NSFAS applications and NSFAS funding. So I'm going to just ask Mr. Smith to come back into the call and just to maybe provide us with some general information and maybe a contact address, an email address for the students where they can follow up in terms of how to apply for NSFAS, when does it open, and what are the general procedures around such an application. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Okay, thank you, Professor. We expect the NSFAS website to go live in November, which is in a few weeks' time. The most important thing is that in order to qualify for NSFAS, not just, of course, getting the funding, is that you have to be accepted for the program that you're studying for in order for the NSFAS funding to go through. Most importantly, the university a few days ago indicated that we've had a number of queries from prospective students asking about NSFAS and so forth. So the university, as well as NSFAS, is aware that that we're getting inquiries from all prospective students, or should I say future students of the faculty. But I can ask those students to please go to the website for now, and it will indicate exactly when you can, when it goes open and so forth. And but if there's any other questions that they have, they're welcome to, of course, go to the chat box and look at the email addresses provided. I will also put it in the live Q&A. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I'm going to ask Dr. Paul Taing to just come back into the call, and because there's quite a number of questions still around the change from a diploma qualification to a degree. In other words, when I finish the diploma qualification, will I be able to eventually also do a degree qualification? And I remember, Dr. Taing, that was also one of the frequently asked questions at our orientation every year. So maybe you can just give us a kind of a generalized answer around that one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. Yes, indeed. The student is able to change from a diploma to a degree after completion of the diploma. So how do we do that? Well, complete the diploma, which is 3 years, then complete the then register and complete the advanced diploma, which is a 1-year qualification full time. The diploma is an NQF 6 qualification, the advanced diploma an NQF 7 qualification. Once you've completed the advanced diploma, then the student is able to articulate or move on to the to a degree honours program, which is at an NQF 8 level, or a postgraduate diploma. Students must please note that if and when you move from a diploma to an advanced diploma, then you make application to study on the advanced diploma. When moving from the advanced diploma into the honours program or to the postgraduate diploma program, you make application as well. So there is not an automatic articulation, but you do need to make application. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Taing. I'm going to ask Mr. Smith to answer the following question. It's a kind of a very generic question, Mr. Smith, and the question is around the fact that the applicants submit documents that are outstanding, but every time when they submit it, they get the same request to submit the same documents over and over again. One student says that they are getting frustrated because even though they've applied with their matric certificates, they don't get answers in time, and then they get rejected because the qualification is full. Who can they speak to, or what is a general contact person or number or address that they can lodge their queries for a direct answer? Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Professor. We've had a number of queries regarding the uploading of documents that keeps persisting, where students have, of course, uploaded that information. I suggest that they email admissions, one word, admissions@mandela.ac.za, and they will then channel that to the respective admissions officer for that program to investigate what is outstanding. They can then email it to that admissions officer, who will then, of course, ensure that the information is then lodged on our database. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. And ladies and gentlemen, I see there are still numerous questions coming in, and there are, and we are kind of running out of time. So what we have decided is we will take note of all the questions that has been posted. We will try and provide a generalized answers to some of the questions and post it to the attendees via online communication, so as to indicate what are the answers to the questions. You are, of course, also welcome to liaise with our different departments, because if you go onto our faculty website, you will get the email addresses and the contact person per faculty, per department and per school, to whom you can also address your queries. So I want to openly invite you to make use of that information to contact the individual departments or schools to answer your questions also very directly as such. With that said, I'm going to ask our Deputy Dean, Professor Michelle May, to conclude this evening's webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, our Dean, and good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for attending our faculty webinar. I trust all your questions have been answered or will be answered in the future, and that you've had confirmation that we are truly the best faculty. If you're writing your matric exam soon, we wish you all of the best and look forward to welcoming you to our faculty family in 2022. Stay well, good luck, and good night.